Are you ready? Here we go. Today I'm gonna talk about why purpose is important for spiritual people and why materialistic people don't need purpose so much as we do as spiritual beings. I'm not gonna be talking about fairies and fantasies and fantasyland. I'm just gonna keep it as real as possible, talking about why purpose is important for spiritual people. Let's get into it right now. First of all, let's get into the meaning of purpose, the meaning of materialism, and the meaning of spirituality. Purpose, the simple meaning of it is giving your gifts to the world. Now, giving your gifts to the world is something beyond the world. It's beyond your ego. You see, when you make an art piece, it's something that hits spiritually, emotionally, energetically other people. It makes them feel something. Compared to, let's say just something very materialistic. Let's think of something. Okay, let's say you have a clothing store. There's no purpose behind it. It's just good clothes that people want to buy, and you offer them, and they come from China or something. So you got these clothes from China, people buy them, and that's it, right? There's no emotional feeling behind it. Like, let's say you could have a clothing store that has like personalized things made or something of purpose behind it. That could be very much your thing. So I'm not blaming people that have like a clothing store. I'm just saying, let's just look at something very materialistic, what's not based on purpose, what's just based on making money. So you have your online store with clothes, you sell clothes, they come from China, and these people get the clothes, and everybody wants a refund, but you're not giving refunds, etc. So that's like very materialistic. There's no purpose, there's no gift that you're giving to the world. There's just a way to make money, a way to make a living, a way to survive. And that's your life, and that's what you do. And then you have spiritual people, and what spiritual people do a lot is they are focused on meditating. They're focused on inner work. They're focused on healing. But they're also escaping the survival a little bit. They're escaping making money and focusing on money, because when they think about making money and focusing on money, they instantly think of these people that, you know, do something meaningless to make a little bit of money. And that's why purpose comes into place. That's why purpose is here for the spiritual people. And the materialistic people, it can make them more spiritual, right? But materialistic people, they already got kind of taken care of their money. They already know how to generate money. They could generate more money, but it's more like, for them, they need more spirituality. But for us, for spiritual people, we need to focus more on the material, right? We need to focus less on like meditating and being in the moment, beautiful. We need to focus on work. What kind of work do we need to do? What kind of work do we need to focus on? And the work that you need to focus on is probably not gonna be some work that a person does that is very materialistic, right? It's probably not gonna be some drop shipping or some day trading or something just focused on money. You wouldn't ever do it unless you made money from it. So purpose is this bridge between the material and the spiritual, where you still can maintain your spirituality to a certain extent, but you're also focused on the world, on practicality, and on giving your gift to the world. You're not focused on just making money, you're focused on giving your gift to the world. You're focused on providing value to the world. What also is actually an evolution in your spiritual journey, because on top of the spiritual journey, You're no longer trying to heal and trying to grow. You are actually giving. And of course, we're always healing. It's not that that ever stops, but at some point you also got to give. And that's when you become also more selfless, right? Because a selfless being is giving, not even for the sake of trying to make money, just out of your natural state, you'll be giving. You will be giving. And that's what purpose is. Purpose is giving. Purpose is giving your gifts to the world. Purpose is providing the value to the world in a way that aligns to you. In a way that does feel aligned. Now, the materialistic way probably doesn't feel aligned to you because you're not so materialistic, so you don't care so much about it. So that's probably not going to be aligned to you, right? Something more of purpose is going to be aligned to you. It's going to feel aligned to you. And that's different for everyone. That could be anything, right? For some people, it could be writing a book about a certain topic. For some people, that could be making videos. For others, it could be performing or creating art or creating something of beauty or playing an instrument or doing something that is meaningful to you, right? And I have other videos about how to find your purpose, how to figure that whole path out. But I want to just emphasize on the importance of purpose in your life, because we're trying to embody all this spirituality, right? We're trying to embody this being state. We're trying to embody and integrate our lessons from our healing. We're trying to integrate all of that healing into our life and live a more aligned life. That's the purpose, right, of doing all this spiritual work. But if you then have to go back to, working a job that you hate, then 8 hours a day you're hating kind of your life, and then the other hours you're compensating with spiritual work. But instead of that, when you have purpose, yes, there's going to be materialistic aspects, right? There's still work that needs to be focused on marketing and sales and stuff like that. But that's like a half or less than half of your time. And the other half of your time, you're focused on more spiritual aspects, on healing or helping others, or being of service to others in a real way, not in a way of transactional where you're trying to get, money in return. Of course, be open to receive money, but you're not doing it just for the money, right? So you're open to receive money for sure, but you're doing it to provide value. You're doing it to give your gifts to the world. You're over giving in a way compared to under giving, right? From a materialistic aspect, what would be most beneficial? To under give, right? To just give a little, right? You give me 50 euros, I give you something worth of 15 euros. But from a purpose standpoint, that doesn't matter, because you're not doing it to get as much money and give as a little back. You're just giving and providing value. That's your purpose, right? And that's from a higher place, how you see it. From a higher place, you're giving your gift. That's all you focus on. You focus only on providing value, giving your gifts. That's it. That's all. You're not focused on anything else besides that. And of course, being in alignment. Because you can provide value in a way that doesn't align to you. You could provide value by becoming a farmer. And for some people, that's their purpose. But for me, being a farmer is not my purpose, right? So if I would provide value by being a farmer, I would feel unaligned and not connected to my purpose. And I would be providing value, but not in a way that aligns to me. Not in a way that truly aligns to me. So this is why it's important for spiritual people, because we cannot just be only focused on meditating and being and all of that, and not be focused on, first of all, providing value to the world and giving to the world from a selfless place, not from a place of needing some outcome, but just from a selfless place. Even if it's not for money, you should still be living your purpose. You understand? You should still be living your purpose, because it's the most selfless thing to do, is to give your gift to the world, to provide value to the world. Because even though you're a spiritual being, you're still on this world. As long as you're breathing, you're still here. And you can still provide value to the world. So you should. You should. And therefore you don't have to overcompensate by working 9 to 5 and then you're so tired of all the materialism that you have to meditate all day and focus on healing all day, and then hate the next hours of your day because you're back into some materialistic job, right? That's not what you want. You want to, yeah, sure, you need to focus a little bit on materialism, you need to focus a little bit on the world, on practicality, on marketing, sales, etc. Focus on that, and then half of the time focus on providing value, giving your gifts, all of that. And that's when you can truly see that you can live a life that is very much in alignment. That's the beautiful thing about this. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.